Hey everyone, welcome in. Hope we're all doing well today. I feel like I'm like ready to go to Pilates at the moment, but I actually don't wear this top to Pilates. I was thinking about this. I was like, oh, maybe I should wear it, but it's actually very non-functional. I used to wear it for like when I did dance streams, when I did Just Dance. Cause I was like, people they're always wearing this kind of thing in like the dance practice, but when you actually wear it to Pilates, like it's actually kind of inconvenient. It's better to just have like a shirt that's like fitted. So like if you go like upside down, like if this goes upside down, it's just flying everywhere. So it doesn't really accomplish anything. So that's why I'm just too acrobatic. Fake athletic wear, typical Pacific Northwest. I mean, that's true. I wear Lululemon definitely more often not to work out than to work out. I get to have like, yeah, that's I think that's classic. That's classic. Um, you're all caught up on Squid Game now. You binge. I've watched season 2. Did you watch season 2 already? We can talk about season 1, but I have not. I've not started season 2. And welcome in, Estat. Thanks for the 49. What? That's a long time. I must be close as well. You watched season 2? Well, okay. I can't speak for this. And also, we probably wouldn't be able to speak on it on stream anyway because it's still too new, possibly. Well, it's new enough that I haven't seen it. So, um, but yeah, I recently rewatched season 1 to prepare for season 2, and then it reminded me that I'm like, well, okay, what did you think? Actually, we can talk about what did you think about the quality of season 2 compared to season 1? Because after rewatching season 1, I was like, I don't think you can make a season 2 of this. I've joined the skeptic side. I think I am also of the camp that it possibly would have been better if they just left at season 1. Although they are pretty talented showmakers, is that the word? They are very talented writers and stuff, so it's possible. It's possible, but I don't know what you would explore if he goes back to the game. I'm not sure. I don't know when I'll watch Squid Game. We recently started Ted Lasso on Apple TV. Apple TV actually has some good shows. Because Severance is coming out. I know the recording is also Severance enjoyer. Severance is coming out next week. And I was like, oh, what should I do? Because like Severance is coming out in January. And White Lotus is coming out in February, and then The Last of Us is coming out in April. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, and Severance comes out on like a weekly release, so it comes out until March. And I'm like, you guys are overlapping. Like all the Emmy Award winning shows are overlapping. This is unnecessary. So it's a bit problematic. So but we'll have to see. You could do season 2, but it won't capture the worldwide attention. Season 1 did season 1 during the pandemic. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. What's there to watch in March? Well, there's Severance still because it's like a weekly release, and then there's also, I guess White Lotus will come out all at once. I'm not really sure. I didn't watch it like live. I watched season 1 and season 2 like last December, not like recently, but the one before, and I binged all at once because I started watching on the flight, and then I got to season 2, or sorry, and then I was like just watching all of it. I was like, I couldn't stop watching it. I love White Lotus a lot. And welcome in, Demon. Hope you're doing well today. Season 2 isn't as good as season 1, but I don't regret watching it at all. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I'll give it a watch eventually, but yeah, there's a lot of good shows coming out. I need to get around to everything. Yeah, I'm excited for. Look, to be fair, to be honest, like I started watching Severance and I was like, oh, this probably isn't the type of show I would normally watch. I'm not like huge into sci-fi, but then I didn't realize what's his name, Adam Scott. Is that his name? I saw him and I was like, he's the main character. I guess I'll watch it. And then I watched it through, and then by the end I'm like I'm not like super invested in the mystery, but I'm super invested in the characters now. I do like the characters, especially no, I like all of them actually. So now I'm invested in that. I'm more of I like a good mystery, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm more of a character person, like I think over like a show being funny or like a show being mysterious or like an intriguing plot, I very much care about character development. So I'm excited for to see like season 1 end on a cliffhanger, so like I gotta watch the next one. And Wakaman Spy Hunter, someone seen season 1 of Squid Games. Definitely worth the watch. It is like it's definitely overhyped because it was like so hyped that like nothing could possibly live up to that hype. But it is like it is a genuinely good show. Um, Speaking of characters, like Squid Game season 1 does characters really well. Um, Good Game helps up the expectation of killing your favorite characters. Helps up the expectation. So you're just expecting every character to die now when you watch a show. If they fumble season 2 of Severance, I'm gonna crash out. There's no way. I'm sure it'll be great. It's one of those shows where it's like, actually it could, but I don't have any apprehension about it. Like I'm not worried that season 2 of Severance is gonna be bad, or season 3. Yeah, season 3 of White Lotus is gonna be bad. I was watching a bunch of video essays about White Lotus recently because I just watched one and then like they kept coming and coming, and apparently the creator of Severance was the creator of White Lotus was like really into Survivor. Like he was already like a pretty well known like director and like writer and stuff, but then like apparently his dream was to be on Survivor. So then he like went on Survivor, and then apparently from that he got some ideas on like how like on for White Lotus. That's apparently his story. I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy, but I can see it. I can see it. There's a lot of I guess I've never seen Survivor actually, so maybe not. But it's kind of weird. He's like writing this like, I guess Survivor is still like not. I guess it's gone on like a long time, but like it is at its core like very well regarded show. It's not like he was on like Love Island or something. He's like, I got the idea to write like this like super artsy Emmy award winning show. Anytime you decide to like the character in season 1 of the game, they die the next episode. Why would season 2 be different? I mean, that's kind of the game. Like everyone dies. Like everyone like, and then only the winner survives. But like technically in season 2, I don't know what will happen because surely they don't just do the whole game in season 2, like they don't just like do the whole game and they're like, okay, I'm gonna get some money, goodbye. Like I'm sure they'll tackle the like he clearly wants to stop the game, so maybe things will change. But I don't see Squid Game having a happy ending, because like there's no way that there's like, because the show is inherently about like like wealth inequality and stuff. Like there's no way they're just like, oh, we made it all better, like we fixed capitalism. Like that doesn't seem like the type of message that the show would have. So I don't know what they'll I don't know what they'll do, but I haven't seen it, so I could be completely wrong. Need to stop liking characters. I mean, some shows just have a lot of deaths. It's just how it is, Especially if you're watching a show about a game where if you lose the game, you die. But that's fixing capitalism as a tall task. They can do it. They can do it with a few $1 million. Surely they'll just fix capitalism. That'd be crazy. I think that would send the wrong message if it was like, oh, everyone's happy now, goodbye. It's actually crazy. There's a lot of shows about capitalism recently. Like, cause like Severance is also about it. White Lotus is not really. I thought it was at the start, but then season 2 is not quite about rich people. Like it's kind of about rich people, but it's also kind of not. They're just like there's a lot of interesting themes in White Lotus. So I'm curious what they're gonna do with season 3. Because they're gonna be in time. I don't think the location matters too much. Um, although it kind of can, because like the first one was in Hawaii, and then there was a lot of stuff about like, like all the atrocities done to like Hawaii. Um, I don't know. Just do Squid Game's capitalism pick. Surely that's the way to do it. Just kill all the poor people, and then give one of the poor people a bunch of money, and then I don't know what that will accomplish. It will reach the point where people realize capitalism is bad. I think people realize that's why these shows are popular. Or like they might not necessarily want to upend capitalism completely, but obviously people realize like I hope people watching these shows like understand like the base concept of the show, but like I would assume they do. Or like a lot of them do. I'm sure some people watch it and they're like, "Oh, fun games." But I'm sure a lot of people do. I mean, it's pretty hard to miss in Squid Game because it's like a real situation. Like you're seeing people like in crushing debt and like, you know, think like it's just like ruining their lives. Like I'm sure it's kind of hard to miss because it's like a real world. Like I can understand in like Severance. In Severance, it's like a bit more abstract, I guess, but I don't know. Now we're just getting into the Hunger Games of capitalism. I mean, Hunger Games also had those things as well. The more I look back on Hunger Games, like, there's so many, like, teen dystopian films, like, at that time. The more I look back on Hunger Games, I was like, Hunger Games was good. Like, Hunger Games was actually, like, very decent book. Like, it was, like, book and films. Like, I think it was well done. Especially for being for, like a YA, like, I think that's not as sometimes there's a lot of trash, so it's actually well done. White Lotus should come to Canada so you can apply as a hotel worker. I feel like the vibe of White Lotus does not fit with Canada. I don't know, but maybe like a winter ski resort instead. They've always gone to warm places, so maybe the next resort, the next White Lotus resort, is like a wintry resort. Could work. But usually it's like in White Lotus, the people working at the hotel are like locals, and there's like it's kind of like there's like a dynamic between like the locals and like the average person who like works at the hotel, and then the people coming to the hotel. But I don't know. America got a real wake up after Luigi popped Bowser on the streets of New York. What? What is this? Is this a reference to the Mario? I haven't seen the Mario movie. If that's a reference to the Mario movie, then I haven't seen it. There's a book version of Hunger Games. There's a book version of the stream. True, true. The healthcare CEO. I'm not up to date. What are you talking about? Mario? New York? What is this? I'm confused. Yeah, I'm not up to date on American news. I'm sorry. I usually have not. Oh, by the way, I haven't watched a Moist Critical video in like months. I have no idea what's going on in the world. A man named Luigi is charged for his name. Okay, a man named Luigi is charged for the murder of a healthcare CEO, and is a healthcare CEO named Bowser. He assassinated him. That's crazy. Allegedly assassinated. You're not up to date on American news either, and you live here. I mean, I know like the big stuff. Okay, like I mean, I guess that was the big news, surely, but like I'm aware that there's wildfires. But I don't know much about. I usually look at like more local news or like Canadian news, Our prime minister stepped down. Big news. Big news. It just feels like they. Yeah, I don't really know what the whole like the process of I haven't been following the political landscape. You know, I just usually just like binge it. If there's an election coming up, I just binge it. You know, like obviously, like I know like stuff like here and there. Like I know like the news parts of it, but like the kind of intricacies of like what certain politicians are doing or like what's going on within that kind of thing. Like I don't really pay attention to that. Now I heard about the Canadian Prime Minister stepping down. Yes, we just we know the big news. We know what's important, you know. And welcome in, Angel. Hope you're doing well today. I think if you follow politics too closely and you're just like in the intricacies of like what Donald Trump or like whatever like political figure is doing like every day, like you know, there's like a new news. Like if you follow politics, there's a new thing like every day. Like it's crazy. And it's like in the grand scheme of it, does each thing matter? Not particularly, you know. Like I think if you follow it too closely, you will rot your brain, you know. I saw a video of the other guy, Pierre, and he's a charisma black hole. I've been getting like so many smear campaign ads. Like, oh my, you can tell when an election is approaching because, or when people think an election is approaching because there's like infinite ads being like, okay, now I don't get those Justin Trudeau ads anymore because he stepped down, but like it would constantly be like Justin Trudeau promised he would do this and look at it now. He's ruined the country. And like it's like I'm like, guys, you guys are so mean. Come on. At least Miju knows LA is on fire. It would be hard to miss. It's hard to miss. That emote is that goose emote is sick. I saw it earlier at the start of the stream. I'm like, that's a great emote. And welcome in Nakoru. Hope you're doing well today. And welcome in, Eddie. Every day, more like every few hours. True. It's like, firstly, it's exhausting to keep up with any, like, with just politics in general. Because there's like a new thing every day. They're like, oh, like, you know, this person said this, or like, this, like, outrageous thing is happening. But it's like every day. So you're like, really, does it matter every single day? Like, probably not. And like, there's a lot of small, like there's a lot of very like small things that only if you like only like it's like, oh, like these people are saying this, but it's like, is that really everyone? Like is that just like a few people, or is that like, you know, is that just like the, you know, the crazies, you know? Smearing Trudeau now is a bold move. I mean, like, what is it gonna accomplish? Like, hey, I hate you, Justin Trudeau. You should retire. Oh, you are retired? Okay, bye-bye. Like, wait, what can you do in that point? Game of politics is who's more corrupt but can try and fix a problem anymore. What? Pierre Poilievre. I actually did not listen when anyone pronounced his name. Is going to become prime minister and do absolutely nothing to make anything better. It's just how it works these days. Or they just kind of like do stuff. Like when the election coming up, they just kind of do stuff. They're like, oh, you know what? If we give everyone $200, like that'll make them vote for me. Is that like, I'm like, what is that strategy, man? Like that's crazy. Like that's what Justin had been doing. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you giving everyone like, I can't remember what it was, like $200. He just gave everyone like $200. I was like, bro, like that's great. Don't get me like, sure, I'm sure people will appreciate that, but like, is that really what you should be using all that money for? That's a lot of money. But yeah, it's like a whole. It's very confusing. It says drinks or coffee. Our from our favorite Rose album. I added a couple songs from Rose's album because I felt bad. I added Drinks or Coffee and Game Boy because I was like, I want to add some songs from Rose's album, but I don't know. You have a government job, great benefits. I've been thinking that too. I've been like, okay, maybe I should like, maybe I should like later in life start a government job, and then you get like a pension, right? Like I'm like, getting a pension sounds nice, and then you pretty much like, you get good benefits, and then you have really good job security. Like you probably will not be fired from the government or like laid off. Not fired, laid off. 200 Cat is nice, but Justin heard that there's a housing crisis going on. I know. It's like 200 is like, yes, if you're very low income, obviously that will make a huge difference, right? But for the majority of people, it's like yes, $200 one time is nice, but like that's like so much money given to everyone that like is it really the best use of it? I don't know. Not to say that I'm like I know better. Like I don't know what to use it for, but I just feel like, you know, as someone just living my life, like I would rather housing prices be better than $200 because that will save me a lot more than $200. Like $200 is like a rounding error in the cost of housing here, you know? Pity you, I know. Unfortunate. It wasn't my fault that, you know, her album was just I can't even say much about it. Like it's not even bad. It's just like I just don't have anything to say about it. You know, like maybe it was kind of bland. A government software job, but it's in Ottawa. Okay, fair enough. I'm staying at my company for now because I like my company, obviously. And the private sector pays much better than government. But maybe when I'm like ready to retire. But I guess you can't really like start right before you retire and then still get a pension. I don't think that's how it works. But like maybe when I'm older and I just want some like chill job, you know, like not that my job right now is not chill, but like maybe I just want like a you know a retirement company. You're looking for the healthcare side of a government job in America. Ooh, good luck. I hope that goes well. Certainly one of the albums of all time. Definitely. Yeah, it's what were we even talking about? How did we even get to this? Oh, it's because of the Luigi guy who murdered someone. Or sorry, allegedly murdered someone. Sorry, we won't get sued here. Even listening to Asian Glow, a Korean shoegaze band, and they released a new album on Monday. Nice. I have not been listening to that. I have been. Yoonjin released a new song, and you guys know that "Love You Twice" by Yoonjin was like my most played song. Like, maybe not last year, but maybe the year before. I can't remember. But I listened to it a lot. It's one of my faves. And so she released a new song, so of course I listened to that. But yeah, like I said, started Ted Lasso. Quite good, actually, quite good. I wasn't sure that I would like it, but it's quite good. I finished The Good Place earlier this week. And actually, you guys know, like last week, I was like, guys, I'm kind of like, I was in season 3 and I was like kind of bored. I was like, oh, I don't really want to like continue watching. But then like I know people say like the ending is like the best ending ever. So I was like, I kind of want to see the ending, I guess, you know, like because everyone says the ending is really good. And I think people might have hyped it up too much because they were acting like it was like, you know, like people really hyped up the ending. But I do think the ending was good. It wasn't life changing like I was anticipating. But it was sweet. Like it was a very nice ending. And I think that's kind of what it was like what I would have wanted for them, you know, like in terms of their character arcs and stuff. I feel like that's like the best ending they could have got, you know? So I guess I'm happy in that sense. Maybe that's what people mean by best ending. They don't mean like in terms of like they don't mean in terms of like quality. Like obviously it was still good. But like they mean like it was a good ending. Like in terms of for the characters, you know? And I think that's nice. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Um I think I don't know. I think for me, I'm very much about characters. And while I like the characters, I feel like I didn't resonate with them as much as I have with like other shows that I would enjoy more. Um, but I do really like Janet. I love Janet. Like Janet's my girl. Not a she's not a girl, but like Janet's my girl. And if like if for my character ranking in Good Place, Janet's like here and everyone else is like down here. Like I love the other characters. It's like Janet, Michael, and then like everyone else. But I love Janet. You love Lost has an excellent ending. I've been waiting for I watch there's this YouTuber called Mike's Mike and he's been doing a recap of Lost, but I think he's still on like season 2 or 3. So I'm waiting. Like I love watching his recaps. So I've been I'll experience the story through those recaps instead. It might be a few more years. I don't know. Um yeah, I'm not that interested in watching Lost. I don't know, I think for me it's just like it just depends on the characters, you know? Like I feel like there needs to be a relatable character. In some shows I just feel like I'm like, you guys none of these guys are like that interesting to me, you know? And welcome in Milligram. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, I think it's just like I don't know. Sometimes it's like an age thing. I feel like the age of the characters, but then sometimes I feel like you know I can. It kind of depends. I guess it's more just like about the relatability of like their emotions and like their reactions to things, you know. And then while like The Good Place was like a sitcom, I didn't find it like as funny, even though I normally like it's like a Michael Schur show, right? I usually really like those shows, but I didn't find the show like super funny, which I don't think it was meant to be like just straight up comedy the whole time, like you know, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something like that. But I was definitely more invested in the plot than the comedy. Like there were some moments where it was like genuinely funny, but I wouldn't say it was mainly focused on comedy. Even because that's why I was like initially not not gonna watch The Good Place because I was like I don't like shows that are like just sitcoms. I don't know. I don't generally watch sitcoms, but I normally like shows that have more like character development and like if it's like a traditional sitcom where like the characters never really develop because like you know like in sitcoms they usually just go back. They like reset each episode. Well, there might be some like overarching plot. It's like generally they just kind of reset every episode. But The Good Place was not like that. It was very what is it called? Like it's not like episodic. It was like all the way through. Whatever that's called. I it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. I'm a person who likes a good storyline with character development when I watch a show. I 100% agree. I feel like for me, like the plot could be like nothing. For me, like the plot could be like nothing. As long as the characters are good and the character development is good and the relationships in the show are good, then I'm invested. I'm not usually a person that's too invested in the plot or like the mystery and stuff like that, you know? Like don't get me wrong. I enjoy a mystery element, but if that's the only aspect of the show, then like I'm not super interested. Reset every episode just like the stream. Yeah, no character development happening here. Actually, have I had any character development as it relates to stream? Probably, right? There must have been something that I didn't like before, and then now I like on streams. But then I feel like I'm quite consistent, you know? Okay, my character development is like improving at Pokemon for sure. Cuz I feel like my level of skill with Pokemon has. I mean, I started at 0 to be fair, but like I've actually looking back, I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. And welcome in Terror. Hope you're doing well. But then, in some ways, I have not improved at all because looking back at my Cynthia fight, it was an hour and 15 minutes. So some things will probably never change. But in my recent Scarlet Violet run against a champion, I did switch out. I did some strategic switch outs. So honestly, that's a pro move if I've ever seen one. I like the Mija character, but I think she's inflanderized. That's true. That's true. Hard not to improve on putting Magikarp first in the party to battle. Yeah, I did not know about that. Really, I've come a long. I've really come a long way. But I feel like in other games, have I come a long way? I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Like, I feel like in Zelda, like, I don't think I've improved that much. I don't know. Like, what is there really to improve on? Like, sure. Especially with Breath of the Wild, like, I'd already played it. You hate the Cynthia fight? I had a good time, but mostly because, like, we had some pretty hype moments. Like, it was like, there's like the friendship. There's like the friendship mechanic where it's like, oh, they avoided the move by your shout, or they toughed it out so you wouldn't feel bad. Like, I got like 3 of those in a row. And that was great. That was pretty hype. I was like, she hit me like 3 times. It would have knocked me out. I was like survived on 1 HP for like 3 turns. Blackpink? Yeah, we have some Blackpink on this playlist. We had shut down earlier. It's hard to tell if you've improved because you don't play games anymore. That's true. That's true. That's a good point. Maybe when I play a game, maybe when I play a game next on stream, you're gonna be like, oh my god, like you're incredible gamer, you know? But as someone who's been playing Elden Ring recently, I can definitely say that not that great. Definitely struggling. You're just playing to your outs. I don't even know what that means. Is that a sports terminology? I haven't watched enough Canucks to understand what that means. Great game to measure improvement is League. That's true. If I had a game where like the skill ceiling was very high, it would definitely be League of Legends. I'll get around to it. I'm gonna play my placement, okay? My placement. But I need to first. I think my main the main thing holding me back in improving at League of Legends is 1, not playing it. Which also goes into 2, I think being comfortable with the controls. I think just if I just need to be more comfortable with the controls, which I think will come from playing more, you know? So maybe I'll get around to it. But I feel like I tell you guys this a lot. My hand hurts when I use my mouse. When I like click a lot, but then I realized like I was holding it like this, right? And I click like here. Wait, I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna click on something. I click like here on this part. But then I realized if I put my hand like farther down the mouse and I click at the end, it's much less tough to click. You know, it's like a lot like if I go like this, which I feel like is how I meant to, like I put my palm like here, right? It's like it's too tough to click near the hinge. But if you click right at the end, it's really light to click. So then I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just straining to click the mouse on like this part, you know, because it's like hard to click. So then I'm like, maybe I just need to do like this. Who clicks the back of the me? That's what I realized. I was clicking here, and I'm like, man, I'm like really feels like it's really straining this part, you know, and like my index finger is hurting. But then I moved my hand like farther up, and I was like, what? Damn, this is much better. But then I feel like it's more comfortable to hold it farther back. You know what I mean? So maybe I just need a shorter mouse. Like if the mouse was a little bit shorter, then my finger would be at the edge. Maybe that's the play. Because it's kind of uncomfortable to go like all the way to the edge for both right click and left click. I feel like my palm is not resting in a comfortable way. Um, the Whitney's Miltank and Heart Gold and Soul Silver is worse. Is it just really tanky? In card games, if you're losing, but you can win if you draw a specific card, you should play as if you're going to draw that card. That's your out. Oh, okay. I get what you mean. Because you only have one chance. So you may as well plan around that strategy because that's the only way you're going to win. I understand that. If my Pokemon top it out 3 turns in a row, I win and you got there. That's true. But I was still going to win even if that didn't happen. Because eventually, she would run out of Earthquake. You know what I mean? I'm really the worst type of Pokemon player. If you guys could play against me with items, like, it would be painful. I'm such a staller. I'm such a staller. Keyboard and mouse, some Genshin to get comfortable. I guess so. I think I just need a shorter mouse, you know? Because like if my issue is that I hold like this and this is comfortable because the palm is like in the palm part, but my fingers are too short to reach the end. I think I just need a shorter mouse. But I need to find one. I'm slaying. Thank you. So are you, Demon. You're slaying harder, honestly. Hard to watch you play Pokemon on stream, not gonna lie. How else would I win against Cynthia? There was no other way to win against Cynthia. She was like one-shotting me, you know, like, cause I always go in, cause you guys know this is the chain of events, okay? 1, I hate random encounters, so we avoid every random encounter. We only do 6 to 10 random encounters to build my team. Those are the ones that I'm using to get my Pokemon, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, I hate fighting trainers. I hate when they battle me without my consent, so I go around the back of every trainer I possibly can. 3, I end up super underleveled. Every time I've reached the champion, I'm always 10 levels under them, okay? So I'm very underleveled. 4, that means they keep killing me, so then I have to keep reviving. And for me, I'm like, if they hit me and I have less than half HP, I should heal. And then they do it again, and then I'm like, oh, I have less than half HP again, so I should heal. And then it's like a never-ending cycle. You can't get out of that. I think that's my problem. I think it's it. Okay, so really there's no chain of events. My problem is that, you know, I've been watching some like Nuzlocke and other people play Pokemon recently, and I realized that people play very differently than I do. They'll do like a switch out, or they'll do some sort of like a protect, or like, you know, like they'll have like other, like for example in Nuzlocke, one thing that they do is they abuse the AI. So the AI, if it sees that it has a one-hit KO on your Pokemon, if it sees that it can kill you with a certain move, like for example, I am fighting Leon. He has his Charizard out, and I have a sad Bidoof. He's like, oh, I can use a fire move to kill this Bidoof. So he has to. Like the AI has to use a fire move because it will kill. So then they by switching that out. So I would switch it out to like flame body Pokemon. I don't know any, but I would switch it out like Carkol. I don't know. And then you switch it out, and then it's like immune. So then that's how you abuse the AI. That's what they do. I'm not sure how they attack in that situation, but I haven't gotten that far into the strategy yet. That's what I've understood so far. The only person I've ever seen purely do defensive shots of Pokemon, the game for kids. Yeah, I think I just don't fully understand the game. How do kids beat Pokemon? Do they just level up a lot? How do the children do it? I think it's like when I first played Sword and Shield, I didn't really understand like how other people played. Like I'd never seen anyone play Pokemon before. So then like I think in my mind I was like, oh, I took damage, I should heal, right? Like, cause like I don't know, like in many other games I played where you take damage and you heal, right? But then I realized like they would just keep damaging me, and then I would just keep healing, and I'd be using so many potions, right? So then I started with the wrong mindset, so then I just stuck to it, and then it has worked for me every time. Like I've never lost. So now I just keep doing it, you know? And I'm like, you have a really large amount of money in Pokemon games. So it's not like I'm running out of money to like, you know, buy potions or buy revives, you know? So it's actually fine. The problem is that you dislike the main gameplay loop of Pokemon? Basically, yeah. In Pokemon, I like team building. I like picking my favorite Pokemon and making a team. And I like battles. I think I like gym battles a lot. Not necessarily like random trainer battles because I feel like they're just wasting my time. But like I like gym battles a lot. But yeah, I think I'm just fundamentally misunderstanding. Miju Nuzlocke next Wednesday. Honestly, the Nuzlocke, I've tried it and I think it failed. But like you're using Whitney's strategy. Yeah, I have honestly the most annoying strategy. So that's I won't deny it, but I don't do it against real people because then with real people there's no items, you know? I would never be like a toxic slash whatever people do to like stall it out and like recover or whatever. I would never do that. Watching Miju play Pokemon for the first time must have been amazing content. It's still on my VODs channel if you want to watch. I was looking back on it recently and it was kind of funny. It was really funny watching me try these battles for the first time. The main strat is usually to use super effective move. That's what I do as well. I see a super effective move. I am also like the AI. I'm like, if I see a super effective move and it works, I will just click that over and over. Like I have no other strategy. I'm just like, I was watching like a video from a Pokemon YouTuber that was like, oh, mistakes you made when you first played Pokemon, like as a kid or whatever. And I'm like, man, I do like all of these. I'm like, wow. Like one of them was like only using damaging moves. It was like only doing damaging moves, and then like I'm like, I kind of do that. Like the only non-damaging move I will use is Swords Dance and Dragon Dance, because those are the best ones. Why would you use a different one? You redeem the wrong one. I can refund it. And Wakamin before, is Pikachu a real Pokemon? Oh, I don't know, man. That seems suspicious. It doesn't seem real. Swords Dance is really good. So you can't really blame me for making an exception for that, you know? Swords Dance and Dragon Dance are both really, really strong. I don't know what other non-damaging moves I have used. Like, I don't know. Don't mind me looking while cleaning your room. Good luck cleaning your room. Those refreshing once it's clean. Because when I redeemed the Pokemon game, yeah, you redeemed the Pokemon game. I gave you the points back. Because you said it was wrong. So you should have your points back. This vid is giving Just Dance. It is. I'm a K-pop idol. I just came back from my dance practice, you know? I don't think I have any non-damaging moves I use otherwise in Pokemon. What even was the one I wanted was Pokemon. You said it was wrong. The Just Dance era. Remember the Just Dance era? Should I buy Just Dance 2025? Should I buy 2025? I don't know. I don't even know what's on it these days. I checked the song list. Average K-pop airport fit. No, they wear much fancier clothes to the airport. Just Dance 2025 song list. The problem with Just Dance these days is that you have to buy the subscription because like a lot of the songs are subscription only. Let's see what we got. Where is? Don't care about the track list. Okay. Bang Bang, my neurodiversion anthem. Basket Case. Break up with your girlfriend on board. Calabria. Yes, sorry, I'm just gonna list the songs I know. Espresso. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't just list the songs I know because you guys might know some of the other ones. Uh, wait, there's a lot of songs actually. What are these? Um, I mean, there's a bunch of Ariana Grande songs, but usually they don't do a good job with the the choreographies. Mm, Party in the USA. We all know that one. There's a Billie Eilish song. There's The Weeknd feat Doja Cat. We know that guy. There's My Heart Will Go On, which doesn't really seem like a dance song. There's Payphone by Maroon 5. What K-pop songs in there? There's only one, I'm pretty sure, and it's Pink Venom. But there is an extreme of Pink Venom, which is always good. There's a Little Mix song. I like Little Mix. There's a Dua Lipa song called Training Season. The Dua Lipa choreos are usually pretty good. There's a Madonna song. Okay, that could be fun. There's a Usher song from 2004. What? There's a Shakira song, Whenever, Wherever. Honestly, I guess not a bad selection. If Just Dance goes on sale, maybe we should play some. I'm very out of shape right now, though. I don't know if I'll survive. You know what I mean? I might just like fall over. And there's there is some like extreme versions as well. Whiplash should be on there. What is Whiplash? I don't think it's on here. There's The Lion Sleeps Tonight. The classic. That must be in the kids section. By aespa. Yeah, they had Black Mamba on that like years ago. I think aespa songs would be a really good choice for Just Dance. Because they're quite dancey group. I think some aespa songs or like a Le Sserafim song would be quite fun. Meet you back in our Little Mix era. They're not even together anymore. They're gonna like they have like some solo songs. Some of them are actually quite good. I'm a big fan of Jade's solo songs. You guys like Whiplash? You gotta ask them. They've only had Black Mamba and they haven't had another aespa song since. Even though I think aespa would do quite well on Just Dance. But I think it's just like some sort of deal they had with them. But we'll see. We'll see. Everyone was kind of disappointed this year, I think, because there wasn't as many K-pop songs. Mokuman Anasui, hope you're doing well today. Maybe we'll have to play some Just Dance before it gets too hot out again. I'll see when it goes on sale. It goes on sale like perpetually because they know the game is not a $50 game. They know like the game really should be like $20 to $30 because you need to buy a subscription anyway. Like I said, and these days the game has been super broken. Every year the game gets more broken, yet they continue to charge for it, you know? Just Dance is on sale. It's always on sale, by the way. Like I said, it's not worth the full price. Remember? You guys remember like when I played Just Dance 2024 last year? Like they literally like we would play, I would stream it for like 2 hours and it would crash at least once. It would crash like 1 to 2 times in like a 2 to 3 hour stream. It would crash like the game cannot run more than an hour without crashing, and it would often crash in the middle of a song. And about like after having the game open for like 30 minutes to an hour, the menu will start breaking. Like there's like these previews that show up on the menu when you're scrolling through, like kind of like Netflix, and then the menus will just like break. Like instead of showing the preview of the dance, it'll show like a green screen, and then it will start like glitching out, and then you like and sometimes like the names will be wrong or like the names will be like cut off. So you kind of have to restart the game like every like 30 minutes or an hour, every hour, so the game will like function. So that's how broken the game is. Very, very Ubisoft. They should make one just dance to keep adding songs to every year. Honestly, that would be better because if you have to pay for the subscription anyway, they may as well just make like a live service game. Because like, if like if the main songs are like if the majority of the songs are all online anyway, then you may as well just you may as well just make like pay once instead of buying a new game every. What's the point of buying the new game every year? Just Dance requires subscription. Yeah, and even the worst thing about it is that so in Just Dance 2022 or 3, they were on like their old engine, and the Just Dance Plus subscription or the Just Dance Unlimited, it was called at the time, had like hundreds of songs. By the way, it probably had like 300 to 500 songs. And it was like a certain price, right? And also welcome in Ricky. Hope you're doing well today. And then when they changed to the next Just Dance year, they said, "Oh, we're making a new engine, so we're making a new subscription, which doesn't carry over. You had to pay it. Like I already had like a 1 year subscription of the old one, and it doesn't carry over to the new one, which it has done for like many years. They're like, oh, you have to buy a new subscription at the same price, and the old one will not be supported anymore. But the new one only has like 50 songs." So it's like the same price. They're ditching all the old songs, like hundreds of old songs, and then they're releasing a new one for the same price that has very little songs on it, and then they have to like they have to like they have to build it up now from scratch, and they're charging for it. And I'm like, that's so scummy. That's why I haven't like played Just Dance recently, because like I just like their business model and like the way they charge people is like really messed up. The devs not think anyone will be able to dance more than 20 minutes. Maybe that's why they're like, there's no way people will dance for like an hour straight, you know? I bought a Dr. Pepper today, but it's 7 o'clock. Do you think you'll lie awake all night if you drink it? Yes. Think about all the caffeine in that. That's crazy. Yeah, also Dr. Pepper is gross. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. And just like the Ubisoft, like the way they make you, the things they're charging for, and like the way they did the monetization was like just so messed up. My Dr. Pepper in like 5 years, got me some slack. Fine, enjoy your Dr. Pepper. Funny story about, I think, funny story about my early days of streaming. You guys just saw Mafork earlier, right? We were having like this was like my first week into streaming. We were having like some conversation about Dr. Pepper, and I was saying how much I don't like Dr. Pepper. And then Mafork was like, oh, I like Dr. Pepper. And then at that moment, some bot came into chat, and I pressed ban on them, but I misclicked and I banned Mafork. So then after that, there was like an ongoing joke about like, if you say you like Dr. Pepper in the chat, you'll get banned. Yeah, so that was one of my first bans on this channel, I guess. My early days. And then since then, I've accidentally timed out and deleted many messages. So then I decided to turn off those quick delete message function because I'm always misclicking. Ginger ale. I like a good ginger ale. You guys know I'm not a soda drinker, but you guys know like if I have a choice of soda, I will pick like ginger ale or like Sprite. I have a hard time with like other sodas. Made you wouldn't be good at League with misclicking so much. I know. I have very bad click accuracy apparently. I'm not good at League. We already know this. I'm not good at League. You also a Sprite drinker? Something about Sprite is just quite refreshing, you know? Like sometimes, once in a while, I get a craving for soda. I think I just have like low blood sugar or something like that. So I'm like, ooh, I kind of want a soda right now. You know, like I feel like a soda would be really good right now. But it's only like once in a while. And I know I can't finish a whole can of soda. So then I just like give up on that dream. McDonald's Sprite is so good. I don't drink enough soda to know the difference between the the locations. Also, don't go to McDonald's enough to know. You drink ginger ale when you're sick? I drink ginger ale on flights because it kind of helps with like nausea and stuff. Even though it actually doesn't have ginger in it, like these, like the commercial like store ginger ale usually doesn't have like actual ginger in it, but it's just a psychological thing, I guess, you know? And I think it kind of helps. Yeah, I always drink ginger ale on airplanes. I think it's quite common. What's Dr. Pepper's flavor? I don't know. It tastes like medicine to me. Gonna make ginger ale from scratch. That's probably better for you because you can have like actual ginger in it. I recently got like ginger pills that you can just like have when you're feeling nauseous. But I don't know if it does anything because when I have the ginger pill, it just feels like it's like burning in my stomach. But like not in a bad way. Like it's not like painful. It's just like you can kind of just feel it in there. Insane review. That's what it tastes like to me. A lot of people don't like Dr. Pepper for that reason. It's very divisive. Because some people really like it, and some people are like, this just tastes like medicine. And I'm one of those people who thinks it tastes like medicine. Dr. Pepper was made to have a completely unique new flavor, so it doesn't taste like anything not. Yeah, I don't think you can really. I haven't had Dr. Pepper in years, but it doesn't taste. There's no way to describe the taste. You just have to try it. What type of medicine? Not really a flavor of medicine, just like, you know, sometimes you have those like cherry flavored medicines. It kind of tastes like that, but like it doesn't really have a cherry flavor. Also, it became really bright and it's messing with my lighting. I opened my blinds because I was like, oh, surely it won't become sunny today and mess with my lighting. Look what happened. I can barely see my screen now. Welcome in social for doing well today. That's a lot of ingredients, honestly. That's just what like soda is. They just have like a whole like mess of flavors, you know? Um yeah, it's very bright. Oh my god, what a nice day. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm complaining about my lighting, yes, but I'm not complaining about a nice sunny day, you know? How much do you guys think I'll die at Pilates today? I haven't gone to Pilates since the last week of November. It's been I think it's been like 6 or 7 weeks. I might die. I might actually die. I'm gonna show up to stream tomorrow and I'm gonna be like immobile. Like I'm gonna be like, guys, I can't move. I'm just gonna be like I won't be able to even get up from the bed in the morning. Do I like cola? I like cola for like 5 sips, and then I'm like, oh, it's too much, you know. But once in a while, I'm like, I drink a bit, and it's like, oh, this is nice, but I really can't drink a lot of it. Um, I like an 8, probably like an 8. You're cooked. I think so. I think so. I'm gonna beg my teacher to take it easy on me. I'm gonna be like, please, look, it's not my fault. She canceled. Okay, I canceled while I was away on vacation, so I canceled 3 weeks. I canceled 3 weeks of Pilates, and then she canceled the last 2 weeks. So really, you know, she can't she can't go too hard at me because the last 2 weeks were not my fault. Um, you're trying to make yourself go to the gym. Even doing some home workout stuff like all week, but none of them have been like gym intense. Yeah, I was when I got back from vacation, I was like doing workouts at home. So I was like trying to catch up. I was like, oh, let me get back into it. But then for the last like 2 weeks, I haven't been doing anything. Um, so that's probably not good. Because when I got home, I was like doing ab workouts and stuff, and I was like, oh, getting back into it. And then like I kind of stopped for no particular reason. I just stopped. So I'm gonna be in pain. I already know. Sometimes I get cola flavored dates with a stack. They're proper nice. Dates are good. They're nature's candy. She's 40% of late. I'll tell her that. I'll tell her that. It's cold out. All I want to do is hibernate. I know. I mean, I do enjoy like I do enjoy doing workouts at home these days, but I just have not done it. And I've just been sitting around like I haven't been even been like walking. For me, it's hard to get back once I miss a day, and then it's just a cycle. I know, I know. Like once you lose the habit, it's over. Um, Instead, I made myself a list of things I'm gonna do to be more productive. What are those things? I should probably be more productive as well. I'm starting after I recover from today's Pilates session. Starting after that, I will. How about I'll do more workouts at home. And on my first, not my first, but like my first lesson with my new singing teacher on Monday. So hopefully that will motivate me as well to practice singing more. Nothing I've actually been doing. It's just, well, you made the list, which is the first step, surely, right? If you hadn't made the list, you wouldn't have the list of things to do. So, like, even if you don't do it yet, at least you've made the list. Any New Year's resolutions? Not really. Not really. I don't have a specific, like, oh, it's a new year, so I gotta do stuff, you know? Really, I should have been doing it all year, you know? Like, it's not just because it's the new year, I should be doing it. And welcome in, Kalani. Hope you're doing well. Number 1, make a list. Number 2, watch major stream. Number 3, don't do anything on the list. But also, I've been speaking about this for months. I need to study more kanji, like study more Japanese, so I can be slightly more literate. But I think, you know, I'll just set a good goal for myself, you know, just be slightly more literate, slightly more eloquent. And maybe that will be enough. And a resolution, I just start stuff whenever I get the impulse to do so. Yeah, I feel like I would make goals or like make some sort of like be like, oh, like I'm gonna do this. It doesn't necessarily need to be in the new year. I'm not very sentimental about dates, as I've said many times. Oh yeah, speaking of that, do you guys get rid of sentimental items? Like, what kind of sentimental items do you keep? Because I was recently going through my sentimental items and I got rid of like a lot of it. Because I hadn't really kept these things until I was like, or like I kind of stopped, like I built up a pile of stuff when I was like younger. But now I don't really like keep stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like people give you cards or something like that, and then you feel bad throwing it away because it's like they wrote you a card. But at the same time, it's like, are you really gonna look back and read this card that's like, oh, happy birthday or like whatever? Like maybe if it's like a specifically significant card, but you could also take a picture of it. Like if you want to read the card, you could just take a picture. You don't need the actual item. Your New Year's resolution is to be covered in tattoos. Damn, good luck. Good luck. You need to do sentimental item clean out. Yeah, it's nice to look back on it when you're cleaning it out and then just feel like, well, I don't need this. Like I haven't looked at this in years, right? Like if you pull out the sentimental item and then you're like oh, like I forgot about this. I haven't looked at this in like 10 years and like you probably don't need it. Like at least take a picture of it. People online say like, oh, take a picture of it, and then you'll probably find that you don't ever look back at the photo. If I don't, they just sit and take up space. Exactly. It takes up a lot of space. You're 100% gonna forget our wedding anniversary. No, I put those things in my calendar, okay? If I have like an anniversary, birthday that I cannot forget, I put it in my calendar. Because I know I will forget. It's not that I forget the date. Like if someone like was like, oh, like what's this person's birthday or like what's whatever day, right? I know it. But then like day to day, I don't really think about what day it is. Like I'm not like, oh, today is January 11th, you know, like I don't really think about that. But speaking of, my dog's birthday is January 13th, very soon. He'll be 11 years old. He's so old. You keep Christmas and New Year's cards. I didn't get enough of them to be a storage issue. But I do want to get a new desk, and part of that's going to involve cleaning out your old desk. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of stuff. You keep events that I went to for your first time, like Wristbands to Festival, Blackpink and Twice tickets. I keep them in a shoebox. So I have something similar as well. I haven't kept those tickets for forever, but um I took down my box and I found all my childhood concert tickets. I found the only one I kept was my first ever concert, which was Hillary Duff. It was like it must have been like 2008 or 9. So I did keep that one, but I didn't keep. I just threw out the rest of them because I'm like I know I have pictures from these concerts, so like it's probably fine. And I was remembering the concerts I went to when as a kid, or as a kid to teen. Like there was two One Direction concerts. There was two Ariana Grande concerts. Um, what else did I see? Ed Sheeran. Oh, you guys know I was a big Ed Sheeran fan. I went to a few Ed Sheeran concerts. I went to the Red Tour um, to see Ed Sheeran. And then I also saw, I totally forgot about this until I saw the ticket. I also saw Florence and the Machine. And that was a really good concert, and I totally forgot about it. But I can't remember what else I saw. A lot of like theater shows as well. Um, I never remember any of my friends. You gotta put them in your calendar. You gotta remember, like, that's the trick. Like, you don't need to, like, look. No one's gonna be okay. Hopefully, no one who's like a good friend is gonna be offended that you don't actually remember their birthday. But if you take the effort to make sure that you get reminded of their birthday, like even if you have a trouble remembering, even if you have trouble remembering, if you take the effort to put it in your calendar and like set like a reminder, then I think that's just as good. Honestly, I think that's just as valid. Lizzie McGuire concert. It was Hilary Duff. It was. I don't think Lizzie McGuire has concerts. Does she? Maybe they do like a tour for like the show, but like, was there enough songs? I don't know. Gonna make a sandwich. Enjoy. Born to the Machine. They're in Music Bank the other night. I don't know who they are still. They're just a band. You keep everyone's birthday in your calendar. You only remember your immediate family and best friend's birthday. Yeah, I only remember like family's birthday, and even then, like all my like aunts and uncles and stuff like that. I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily remember their birthday off the top of my head. I keep like all my extended family's birthday and like other friends in the calendar. Otherwise, I'm not gonna remember that. Like some people's birthdays I remember. Like there's a lot of December birthdays around here, so I kind of remember like if people's birthdays are really close to mine. I tend to remember those just because it's like oh your birthday's like 2 days before mine or whatever, like stuff like that. But yeah, generally, I don't remember. I don't actually remember that many birthdays. I don't remember even my family's birthday. That's okay. It's okay. You can just put it in your calendar. Chicano's birthday is very close to mine as well. I often remember friends of birthdays because I see other people congratulating them on Discord. That's why I added that birthday bot. It's very useful because then people could just put their own birthday in, and then everyone knows what the birthday. And only people that want their birthday like mentioned will put their birthday in there. Some people do not want their birthday mentioned. Like your extended family's WhatsApp group chat to get their birthdays. I mean, you'll surely see someone in there being like, "Happy birthday," and then you'll be like, "Oh, okay, happy birthday." But yeah, it's I just put it in my calendar. Putting in your calendar is too much work. But you only have to do it once. You do it once, and then you get the birthday forever. It's gonna get special treatment. It's not. I guess I was born after, so I guess it was my fault for being born too close. Have all your family members' birthdays on their contacts in your phone. I never look at my phone contacts. So I don't think that would work for me. I'm very much a calendar user. I keep a very meticulous calendar. So because I forget everything. Like I'm gonna forget like every, like I'm not gonna remember like, oh, I have a dentist appointment on this day, or like I'm whatever. Um so I do keep everything in my calendar, and that's what I see usually. It automatically shows up on the calendar if they're in your contacts. Really? Okay, clearly I don't know how to use my phone. There's so many phone features that I just like don't use. Like there's literally like I feel like I don't know how to use my phone. I feel like I'm not using it to its full potential, you know? So what I like about iPhone now is you text happy birthday to someone, it saves in your calendar. Really? Do I have the calendar turned off? Maybe I do. Oh yeah. I have the birthday calendar turned off, but I don't think I have anyone's birthdays in their contact. You know what? I've been doing it this way, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not a good contacts user. I feel like I don't use the contacts app enough. Yeah, don't fix what's broken. Putting it all into and no, some people I don't have contacts for. Like some people have their birthday, but like I don't really have like a contact for them. It's just like Discord or something, you know? Like what am I gonna put in the contact, you know? So I think that's why. I think that's why. Might keep track because you know Islander families have like 50 cousins and like 100 aunts and uncles. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to keep track of. you need like a separate calendar for that. Otherwise, you're gonna have like the birthdays cluttering your main calendar. You know, every day there'll be a birthday. Yeah, it must be crazy to have such a big family. Cause I have like what, four? Yeah, four cousins. And I'm like, I think no, I don't even remember all their birthdays. Some of them I do not know their birthday. My mom is like a sibling to 9. That's what my grandparents are like. Like I think my grandpa has like 10 siblings, and my grandma has something somewhere around there as well. So, but I don't know all of them. Like I don't know all the siblings. I think I've only met like some of them. And welcome in Star. Hope you're doing well today. You have 4 cousins and you know none of their birthdays. I have some of their birthdays in my calendar, but some of them I don't really talk to, like outside of family events. So I wouldn't really wish them happy birthday anyway. And that's probably fine. Majority forgot some of her family members' birthdays. I mean, like cousins and stuff. Yeah, of course. I'll only ever meet them when I'm visiting your camp. Yeah, same. I don't generally meet my cousins outside of that. I definitely see my cousins in Japan more often than I see my cousin here. Like I haven't seen my cousin here. I don't even remember the last time I saw him. Was it the Discord bot is sport? That's true. For me, if it's important enough, I'll remember. So your family members' birthdays are not important? I know one of my cousin's birthday because it's your brother's. Other 5 are shot in the dark. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't think we need to remember all this birthdays anyway. You know, they probably don't care that much. I guess it depends. Like if you're very, very close to your cousin, then I guess some cousins are like more like siblings, and some cousins are just like distant relatives. You know, it just depends. Text them happy birthday every day. That'd be super annoying. I would eventually block my cousin. Your niece's first birthday is coming up, and first birthdays are big events in your family. That's cute. I mean, I feel like first birthday's big, you know? Like 1 year old. That's their very first birthday ever, aside from the day they were born. And they remember your mother's, and that's because we share a birthday. You guys all have a lot of sharing birthdays around here. What are the odds, you know? Yeah, that's the same with my aunt and my grandma. She has the same. My aunt has the same birthday as her mom as well, and I'm like, man, that would suck. As the mom, that would suck. You're like, you had to give birth on your birthday. Like you didn't get a nice birthday. You had to go into labor and push out an infant. You know, that's probably not the best way to spend your birthday. But I guess maybe it's a nice day because your child comes into the world. But I don't know. Seems like the cons outweigh the pros. Because you could just have your child born on a different day, you know. Here's a happy birthday, the 27-hour late. Exactly. That would suck. Your cousin's birthday is December 28th, and he's the same age as me. And 6 years later, his sis has the same birthday. Yeah, that's crazy that happens. There's so many days in the year, you know, and it's like it's very coincidental. But yeah, I don't think I have any shared birthdays. I just have like we have like a family friend, in my family, and like my like the parents met at like a maternity class or something, and then me and their son are born like 3 days apart in like the same hospital. But it wasn't the same day. If it was the same day, that would be extra crazy. But it was a few days apart. But I guess that's bound to happen because like if you meet in maternity class, you're both pregnant. You know, like you're both imminently going to have a child. So maybe it's just like the timing of that. Maybe you're supposed to enroll at a certain pregnancy date, you know? I don't know how these things work. the more the more I learn about pregnancy and childbirth, you know, the less I want to know. You know, I think it's better to just go in blind. If I ever have children, I don't want to learn more, but like everything I learn is horrifying. So I'd rather just not know. They said maturity class. It's just my accent. Please don't make fun of it. I know you guys from Ontario. Just there's no way. I gotta watch the game tonight. Obviously my mom's gonna put it on, and we plan our or she plans our dinner. Like she's like, oh, like okay, we're gonna have dinner at this time, but we have to wait for the first intermission. And then so she waits till the intermission, and then we have dinner, and then we watch the game. We continue to watch the game. Like my family are such Canucks fans. Guys from Ontario busy eating bagels. That's true. That's true. I want a good bagel recently. Um, I always get my mom always buys like the good bagels for me because like the ones from the supermarket, not the same. Like the ones from the supermarket, those aren't even bagels. Okay, like those are just like bread, bread shaped in a bagel shape. Okay, like I need real bagels. So I've been waiting. I bought some cream cheese, but I haven't been able to use it because I haven't had bagels. So I'm just waiting patiently. Because there's a lot of bagels that just they're not good. They're not good. Like when you get them from like a specifically a bagel store, it's it's a whole new world. Also, my plant is I don't know what's happening to it. I got back from vacation. It was very dead. I gave it a lot of water. I think it's surviving. But look, these leaves are like coming back up. So that means they're probably thriving. They're gonna live a new life. Um, a bagelria. Is that what it's called? We've been down this dead plant road before we have, but it always comes back. This is the unkillable plant. Me just singing a whole new world at a bagel shop. Passerbys are concerned. You think if I sang a whole new world in public, someone would join in? You think someone would sing the other part? Those bagels from the store are unflavored donuts. Exactly. Thank you, Spy Hunter. Or it's just like bread. Like, you know, like bagels are not bread. You know, they're different. You just made it up. It sounds real. I usually just call it a bagel store. A flying carpet? You think someone would come by? Okay, I'll try. I'll try. I like a good whole new world, you know? It's a classic. I'm a big fan of Leah Salonga. If you guys don't know, Leah Salonga, Broadway legend. She was Jasmine and she was also Mulan. She sang Reflection as well. And she's really, really good. She's my role model. He was make fun of my Ottawa friend. He asked him if he goes to Timmy's and buys loonies with a toonie. You could exchange a toonie for loonies if you wanted. Honestly, Tim Hortons has gone downhill recently. Like, Tim Hortons used to be like a nice place to go to get like a drink, some donuts, some baked goods, but now it's like it has such a bad reputation. That you're a big fan of Lin-Manuel? I can be a fan of multiple things. I'm talking about like Lea Salonga is like a singer. What about the Dutch Bros in your city? I don't think we have that. But yeah, Tim Hortons is not ideal these days. Like, it's definitely worth going if you're new to Canada or if you're visiting. But they're kind of bad quality. Don't expect anything amazing. And welcome in, CJ. Hope you're doing well today. You should go for the experience, the Canadian experience. But don't be disappointed if the coffee's bad and the food is bad. Okay, it's bad. Reddit Tim Hortons is a wild place. It's just like people complaining, like, yeah, we know it's bad. It's really that bad though. And like a lot of Tim Hortons can be kind of like not like sketchy, but like, you know, they like sometimes there'll be some weird people in there. You went with standards low. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. It became really bright again. We're getting blinded. Everyone put on your sunglasses. Yeah, Tim Hortons in the States. There's also Tim Hortons in the UK. It's crazy. Quite popular. Quite popular. That's all of Reddit. That's true. That's true. That is all of Reddit. You never see good. I mean, sometimes I'm a. You guys know I'm a big Reddit person. I'm a Redditor. But it's a. You know, there's some good places on there. I usually go on the Vancouver Reddit. That's usually my go-to. I usually check that. And then you guys know I'm a big fan of the personal finance Reddits. And sometimes I look at the game Reddits, you know? And every time I watch a show, I read the discussion on Reddit. I love reading show and movie discussions on Reddit. Because it feels like I'm discussing it with a friend, you know? But like, no one's talking with me. I'm not typing anything, I'm just reading it. How much did it hurt you to say you're a Redditor? No, I'm a proud Redditor. What do you mean? We should probably check Fire. No, I don't check Fire. It's too American centric. Every time I go on the personal finance and not personal finance Canada Reddit, there's people like, how much money should I put in my Roth IRA? So my company has this 401k match. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, what is this? So then it's not very helpful for me. But sometimes I like to go in there and see people making bad financial decisions. There's a guy that was like, yeah, what was it? They bought like a $90,000 truck. I was like, that's the most American thing I've ever heard. I was like, I think it wasn't $90,000. I think they just had a really bad interest rate. And Luna, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Cannot think of a deeper hell than personal finance Reddit. No, it's good. What do you mean? It's a useful place. Miju thought a car. I said, Kalani, that's not a sentence. I tried to decipher that, but it's not a sentence. You have the decor in your room. It's super cute. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. What were you guys up to? Were you playing a game? Were you just chatting? We're just talking about Reddit. Just a wholesome discussion about Reddit. Go Reddit to read Am I the Butthole? Am I the A-hole? Yeah, I used to read that a lot. I used to read that subreddit a lot, but then it was like rotting my brain. Cause like I feel like 90% of the stories on there are fake, right? because like you start to read so many and you're like, oh, these are fake. Like so many of them are fake, and then like I don't know, it rots your brain. I'm gonna base all my investment tips on Miju's suggestions. I have good personal finance advice. I'm great with finances. Um, am I the butthole? Is fake news now? It really is. It used to be believable. I know. It's so like it's so predictable now, you know? Like you can tell what they're baiting out. You were on and off games, but you beat our first game of the year. Nice. It was a Japanese horror game called The Bathhouse. Oh, it sounds scary. Every time I see those like Japanese horror games on Steam, they all look very terrifying. But I'm glad you survived. They were always fake. It was just entertaining what trash people came up with. That's true. That's true. Honestly, the fake stories are often the most entertaining. And like whenever people like when they're too like one-sided, when they're too one-sided, it's like not as interesting. But sometimes there's like a good moral dilemma there, you know. I feel like it's like like it's like 80% fake stories, 10% people who are like they definitely suck. They're definitely terrible. And they refuse to acknowledge it even though they've posted on the subreddit. Or it's 10% people who are 100% not in the wrong. And then they're like gaslit into believing that they're acting badly. But everyone's like, no, you did nothing wrong, you know? And it also like, I think my brain was rotting reading like the responses as well. Like not just the fake stories, but like the responses of people. Like some of the rationalizations they would give, or like some of the judgments they would give, are like I was like, oh, this doesn't seem right, you know? It's not as bad as many other parts of Reddit because I think I'm pretty sure that Am I the A-hole is quite more diverse than the rest of Reddit. It's not just like there's a lot of it actually might be more women than there are men in that subreddit. It could be wrong, but I think that's what I read before. So it's definitely a different vibe to the rest of to other subreddits. It was scary but funny too. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I've never played those games like that. They seem like kind of they just seem creepy. I haven't played too many horror games. When you and Chikana talked about a car, which is a Nissan Skyline, her and Asat thought we talked about it. Oh, okay. Thought we talked about inappropriate Reddit page. Right. I think it was like, what wasn't it? It was like a Nissan. We're like, you talking about like a R34? We're like, what? Welcome in, Kai. When you walk away, don't hear me say. What song is that? I would sing it, but I don't know what song it is. Kingdom Hearts? I guess it's from Kingdom Hearts. If I knew it, I would sing it for you. More women than men on the subreddit? I know, crazy. It depends on the subreddit. But yeah, it depends. It definitely depends on subreddit. Like for example, like I also look at like Stardew Valley subreddit for like tips because I'm such a min-maxer. Definitely more women than men. Whenever there's more women than men on subreddit, it's very it's very obvious, you know, like it's just a different vibe. I was actually reading Reddit yesterday because Elon Musk streamed himself playing Path of Exile 2, and Reddit tore him to shreds about talking about how clearly his account was piloted. Oh my god. I do see a lot of posts. I do see a lot of YouTube videos about Elon Musk's Elden Ring build. Because like his build is like nonsensical. Although some people are like a bit pedantic about it, because like I think he put everything on his equipment to show that to show what he uses, but I don't think he has everything equipped at the same time because it was quite a high equip load. But yeah, but still the build doesn't make much sense. You never played Kingdom Hearts? I have not. I'm sorry. Is Kingdom Hearts, she says, when it literally says Kingdom Hearts in the lyrics. I just want to confirm. I don't know. Maybe it's a common phrase. Elon's account got caught boosting. That sounds about right, honestly. And welcome in Sushi. What a gamer. What a gamer, yeah. That sounds like a Elon thing to do, huh? Yeah, it's a I can only imagine Reddit's reaction to that. Yeah, Reddit's definitely an interesting place, depending on where you go. Sometimes you like Google something and then like a Reddit thing pops up, so you click on the Reddit thing, and then you're like, where did I end up? Like sometimes you just read the comments and you're like, where am I? I was like, what the hell? Where am I? But yeah, there's actually a lot of women on Reddit. There's a lot of like beauty Reddits, like skincare, makeup, that sort of thing. I was also recently on like there's like there's lots of Reddits like that. Um, Reddit is now the new Wikipedia, kind of, kind of. I mean, there's lots of useful information. Like sometimes you're like having like a specific computer issue, and then you like it's on Reddit. The answer is like from this random person on Reddit, and you're like, oh my god, they solved it. Or like if you're having like anytime you're having like a very specific problem, there's usually someone on Reddit who's had that problem, and they asked, um, you ate your sandwich. It was good, but the bread was shaped really weird. You made it. I hate that when the bread is like too like thin, or like when the bread is when sometimes breads are like this, right? And it's like, how do you put this out? You have to like break the cheese in half or something. You know, it's annoying. Feel that. If I have a PC problem, I Google the problem plus Reddit. Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's so useful for that. Or like anything in a game where you need like advice on like a game, like it's very nice. Yeah, it's what's good. I had something to say. I can't remember now. Um, can't remember. I had something. Or it is scary. Sometimes there's definitely some very questionable subreddits that you should not go on. Oh yeah, one Reddit discussion I was reading. Well, okay, I want people's opinion on this. Someone on the League of Legends subreddit was complaining that um, they were complaining that if you aren't playing seriously, if you aren't try-harding, you should not play ranked. This is not specific to League of Legends, but this is really for any game with a ranked mode. Do you think like people who are like, say, maybe playing a champion for the first time or playing with their friends, just playing for fun, do you think if they're not like actively trying to rank up or like actively trying to improve, do you think they shouldn't play the ranked mode? And welcome in Chathu. Hope you're doing well today. G Dragon, of course, of course. But yeah, it's I'm kind of the opinion that like I don't know, like no offense to these people, but like if you're really tryharding and you're like playing very seriously and you're playing to improve, wouldn't you eventually become a higher rank than the people who are not trying to do that, who are just playing for fun? Surely the people playing for fun are in the lower ranks, right? Like or like, they're not actively trying to improve, they're not really playing at their full potential. Or sometimes they're just messing around with their friends. They're not like actively trolling the game or anything like that, but they're just like, they're not playing the strongest meta thing at the time. They're just playing what they enjoy. Um, wouldn't those people naturally just be in the lower ranks, and then you would eventually get past them? And really, it's not their problem if you're not higher than them, then I guess you kind of belong there. Ranked is not for the weak, but I also feel like for me personally, if I was gonna play League of Legends, like if I was gonna play I guess period, if I was gonna play League of Legends, I would probably want to play ranked because like by definition, ranked puts you at people at your skill level, right? And yeah, there is kind of like matchmaking. Um, there is kind of matchmaking, but like I don't know. Like it's kind of like if you're playing ranked, like if you're naturally playing with people at your rank, then it's probably a more enjoyable experience. Like 5 DPS on Marvel. Is that a bad team comp? That sounds kind of bad. Don't first time a champion in rank. That's not good. I mean, like, that's probably not ideal. Yes, if you're if you're bad, or if you're gonna be bad at the champion or whatever. But like, surely the people who do that are at a lower rank, right? Like, I don't think a challenger player, like if you're like one of the best players ever, I don't think you're playing the champion for the first time in ranked, right? Because you probably care about your rank. If you're that high, you probably care about your rank, right? Because if you're playing a champion for the first time on ranked, you probably don't care much about your rank, right? So you probably aren't that high. I would say it's up to the person. Honestly, some casual players look for a challenge. Yeah, just because you're playing casually doesn't mean you're trying to lose, right? Like, just because you're playing casually doesn't mean, like, you're not trying to win. Like, you're probably still trying to win in every game, but you probably don't care as much if you lose. And that's seems a bit healthy. I don't know. That's why we stack on ranked. I mean, yeah, if you want people in the same, like, if you want to guarantee that people are playing with the same motivation as you, then you probably should do like a 5 stack, you know? And welcome in, Blue Flare. Hope you're doing well today. I mean, I could understand that if you die a lot in ranked, you shouldn't complain because people take it seriously there, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't play rank if I just want to play for fun. What harm am I doing? Yeah, I honestly think like people take it a bit too seriously. Like just because you're not like putting your whole life into it, you know, doesn't mean you're not trying to win. And like at the end of the day, it is just a game. Like, you know, like I understand that it's a competitive game, don't get me wrong, and you should have sportsmanship. Like you shouldn't be like trolling, actively trying to lose the game or like messing things up for your teammate on purpose. Like that's just griefing, that's something else, right? But at the end of the day, it is just a game. If you're not playing for fun, if you're not playing for some sort of enjoyment, it is like a hobby. So like maybe like why wouldn't you play if not having fun? And for some people, that is just enjoying time with their friends playing this game. For some people that's improving and that's fun for them. They enjoy improving. But yeah, it is really just a game. Nowadays, everyone wants to win at everything. I mean, not really. There's a lot of casual games that are still quite popular. I only want teammates to punch their tables when they lose. Exactly. Yeah, honestly, I think that's what people think, right? Rank changes people. Oh, no. And welcome in, Moto. Hope you're doing well. If a game makes you punch thing, it's time to log off. Yeah, it's time to log off and maybe, you know, or just relax a bit, you know? Like if the game is making you upset or like angry, maybe you should stop. Cause yeah, I feel like a lot of times people forget that. They're just like, hey, you're playing a game in your free time. If you're not having fun, then maybe you should stop. Not much of a sweat on rank, but if people are throwing just kills of fun, I mean that's completely different. Yeah, like if they're being unsportsmanlike and they're actively trolling or throwing the game, that's different. That's different. But that's not the same thing as playing casually, right? Playing casually doesn't mean you're griefing. I don't care if you're playing for fun, but at least playing something you understand or are comfortable on. I mean, fair enough. But like, I feel like if you're say this probably only happens in like a lower rank. Say in like League of Legends, it probably happens in like bronze or silver. Let's say it's like bronze. Okay. In that situation, like people probably aren't that good anyway. You know, like people are still either they're learning or they're just a very casual player and they don't really care about improving at the game and getting better. I think as long as you're trying to win, it's okay. You know? I don't think it's like gonna be a huge issue in like a higher rank anyway. But yeah, if you're completely throwing, then maybe not. What's my favorite type of cheese? I don't know. I'm not a big cheese enjoyer. Like I don't enjoy cheese just on its own. I think if I'm buying cheese at the store, I usually go for like a Havarti cheese or like Monterey Jack. Monterey Jack. You know what it's called? You know that one? I think that's usually what I go for. Oh my god, wait, that actually reminds me. That actually reminds me. Oh my god. Um that, I was speaking of Am I the A-hole? There was this story about so this actually is like the stupidest story. This woman was having a wedding, okay? And um her fiance's family or her husband's family is from Florida, okay? So there's two sides of the family. One side is from like somewhere else. It has to do with cheese, yes. One side of the family was from um wherever else in America. One side was from Florida. So then she said, "Am I the a-hole for serving this cake?" So then she had got two different cakes for each side of the family, and she like served them separately. Like she didn't let people choose. She just like was like, "Okay, you're from this side of the family, you're gonna get this cake, and if you're from this side of the family, you're gonna get this cake, right?" So then her side of the family got like I think it was just like some normal cake, like vanilla or like chocolate or something like that, right? And then she was like, "Oh, because my fiance's family is from Florida, I decided to cater them I decided to cater it to their Florida tastes. So I got them a pineapple chocolate cake." And everyone was like, "What?" Like, "Sorry, I'm from Florida." And I'm like, "I've never heard of this." Like, what do you mean? Like, because they're from Florida, I'm gonna eat their pineapple sounds disgusting, by the way. And then she was like, "Oh, but like people were complaining that they didn't like this cake and like why was it like separated from like each side of the family?" And they were like they served out the normal cake first, and then they served out the other cake second, which is kind of weird as well. And then she was like talking about the wedding reception, and she was like, "Oh, but like, you know, I had such a fancy like you know the rest of the meal was such a fancy meal. We even had Monterey Jack cheese." And everyone was like, "What? Do you think that's fancy? Like what? That's like a normal cheese. Like it's like wow, we even had like hot dogs." Like that is like the least fancy cheese ever. Um, it was like the most bizarre. It was like the most like I was like, is it like an American? Like maybe she's just from like the part of America that's like a food desert, you know? Like maybe she just doesn't know about all these things. But it was like it was so weird. It was so weird because like I don't even know. Like what pineapple and chocolate sounds really gross. And it has nothing to do with Florida, as far as I'm aware. If you need to ask credit if you're the a-hole about something, I think you have bigger problems. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, right? Because like, that's the thing. Because like, whenever you're on like the relationship Reddit or like anything like that, everyone's relationship is always really terrible, and it's kind of like a meme where it's like, oh, everyone on Reddit tells people to get like a divorce. Like everyone on Reddit says like break up. But I think it's just like, look, people with good relationships, people with healthy relationships are not posting on Reddit. You know, like people are not posting their problems on Reddit. If you're reaching the point where you're posting your relationship problems on Reddit, then you probably are more likely to be a couple that's going to break up, you know? Like I think it's just kind of the your relationship is probably more has more problems if you're posting to strangers online. Um Pineapple or chocolate? Why do people try and put pineapple on anything? Everything? I don't know. Um, Americans are so strange. Yeah, the cheese comment really sent me. Like I was like, this is so weird. Like it's like saying like, oh, we even had Monterey Jack cheese. I'm like, that is not fancy. Like she's saying it like it was like a really like a delicacy. I was like, it's literally not. Like, what do you mean? You can get that at Walmart. Um, Apple is great. Why not try it on everything? I can probably say some things that it would not go with. My mom makes upside down pineapple cake sometimes, but chocolate does not go together with it. I know. Like pineapple cake is great, but like chocolate, chocolate, that's really gross. Like there's lots of fruits that go well with chocolate. Like chocolate covered strawberries, you know, like I even had chocolate covered grapes, really good. Pineapple. I don't know, but I guess people do like other citrus fruits with like people like orange and chocolate, which I don't like personally, but people like that. Well, I take advice from people who don't know. Yeah, as well. Like they don't have all the context, and they probably only have one side of the story. First, that's another thing about Am I the A-hole? You only have what you really only have one side of the story. Yellow cake is fine with it, with chocolate. But we have Monterey Jack. Yeah, they should appreciate it. I don't like when chicken salad has raisins in it. I guess I don't have a strong aversion to that. I think that's okay. Actually, I'm bored with the pineapple on pizza thing. The other ideas simply don't click. Yeah, depends what you're putting it on. Mom's friend's mom put raisins in the potato salad. Okay, that doesn't really sound good. Raisins in the potato salad doesn't sound good. But I had like I went to and when I was in London, I went to I think it was just a generally Mediterranean restaurant, and there was this like fried rice that had like it had raisins in it, and it was so good. It was so good. I can't remember what the rest of the flavors were, but I was like, this rice is really good. People just put raisins in things where they have no business in. Do you not like raisins? I think raisins are good. They're like a they're also nature's candy. Then he went to Wales. No, that was in the summer. That was in the summer. I didn't go to Wales this time. But raisins and wheat bun here is slap. Yeah, raisins and bread is great. Yeah, raisins are great. Yeah. Come on. People always say oh, when you know, the oatmeal cookies with raisins are such a disappointment. But I think the oatmeal cookies with raisins are better than oatmeal cookies with chocolate chips, honestly. Like, I feel like it complements the oatmeal more, you know? Like, don't get me wrong. I like a good chocolate chip cookie. But if it's an oatmeal cookie, I feel like the raisin fits better. Raisins are your fave, especially paired with chicken or potatoes. Fair enough, fair enough. Honestly, that chicken meal I had with the rice and the raisins and the chicken was really good. So honestly, if you tried that, it might change your mind. Raisins and the cinnamon bread bagel is gas, so good. I mean, raisin bread, cinnamon bread with raisins, really good. Even like cinnamon rolls with raisins, really good. Lot of great options for raisins, man. Unlike pineapple. Will we put pineapple in bagels? No. But raisins? Yeah, sure. Welcome in, Luis. You bought chocolate covered bananas yesterday, but I haven't tried it. Does that sound good? I mean, yeah, because like, wouldn't you have like, you know, when you have like bread and you have like Nutella and you have like banana? Or like a Nutella like crepe and you put banana? I think it works. I think that works. For me, I personally can't see like the citrus, and whenever there's citrus and chocolate, I don't like. Like I think like chocolate oranges is like really I'm not a fan of that. We should start putting pineapple in potato salad. You can try that first and then let us know. You love cinnamon raisin bread. Okay, at least we agree on that front. Banana is so good with protein shakes. I don't have a blender. I miss smoothies and like I not that I normally had protein shakes, but maybe once I start my gym rat era, I'll start with the protein shakes. How about that? But bread with peanut butter, Nutella, and banana is the ultimate luxury. I mean, you know how I feel about peanut butter, but I could just have Nutella and bread. I usually just put like one slice of bread and then like I not like a sandwich, but like just open breads. And welcome in, Maestro. How are you? My Nutella expired recently, and I haven't bought a new one. I need to get around to that. This would be a perfect day to walk Luca, but He's going to the vet today. Luca has a vet appointment today, and he has to take his anxiety medication, which makes him super loopy. So he can like barely walk after it. Like if you see him try to walk after experience, like after being like it's like someone like Xanax out of their mind. Like that's what he acts like. He just kind of sleeps all day after that. So I don't think he's gonna be down for a walk today. My mom probably walked him beforehand. You'd start eating peanut butter once in your gym rat era. Fine. I will try it. Can I do like almond butter instead? Is that okay? I feel like it has a less intense flavor. Having Nutella and getting it to expire is not a thing I can relate with. I'm sorry, Ricky. I am always letting snacks go bad. I have a problem with this. That's it. I'm not playing Whiplash, man. And thanks for the 30 stream streak, Maestro. You just have to tank the flavor until you enjoy it. Fine. It is good for you, so if I could enjoy peanut butter, I'd be down. I think I'm getting there slowly because I enjoy peanut butter flavored things now. And I can even enjoy some like chocolates with peanut butter in it. Like chocolate bars. So, and I like a chocolate chip not chocolate chip cookie, peanut butter cookies. So maybe I'm coming around. You never did learn this dance. Yeah, seemed too tiring. I have really bad cardio. I danced a perfect night for like 20 minutes and then I was like lying on the floor, like legitimately lying on the floor. I'm just very out of shape. I need to get back into dancing. I had a whole thing about wanting to. Maybe I will do just dance streams just to force myself, you know. I only have chocolate protein powder and I have to put in my smoothies with frozen fruit. Nice, nice. I ran into almond milk and decided to put orange juice instead. That's not really the same thing at all. You got Jenny cardio? Possibly. Just putting in 10% effort. Although she's been putting in she's been fine recently. I think she now that she's like doing her solo stuff, she kind of has to. But I feel like there must have been something going on with Jenny at the time, you know? Like when she was doing her like when she was in her extra lazy dancing era, there must have been something going on, you know? Cuz it's a bit strange. Cuz if she was like simply just not putting in the effort, surely the company would be like you can't be doing this. Like you got to dance, you know? So like I guess you never know. Like there could have been some sort of health issue or something. You're out here. I'm coming back the upcoming week. It's been a long time, but at least I have some time working at home and really get to the gym. It's me too. I haven't had Pilates for like 5-6 weeks, and I'm going back today. Too lazy to cook, so I've been having beans on toast for dinner. I actually bought some beans from. I think my repeated trip to the UK has converted me. I did buy some beans last time I was at the store, and beans on toast is actually good. And it's like not even like an unhealthy thing, you know? It's like it's pretty good for you. So honestly, I'm on board, but I'm not on board with the other British things. I like a good like English breakfast, but like who wouldn't like that, you know? But I'm not on board with the fries with everything, you know? Like everything you ordered, there's fries. Not on board with that. Mija got the Mija abs even if she doesn't work out. It's just they'll come back. She's on her pretty girl mantra. Exactly. There's a cardboard cutout of Jenny at the Korean restaurant near your house. Fair enough. The Jisoo drama trailer looks so good. Oh, she had another drama. She was actually her acting was actually quite good. Like I watched Snowdrop. Snowdrop had its criticisms. Okay, it was not the best. It was not the best drama to debut in terms of the content. But her acting was quite good. Like honestly, very surprised. Like I was very impressed by that. So I'm excited to see her next stuff. And we get to see Lisa act too in White Lotus. I'm very curious to see Lisa's acting. I don't know what kind of role she's gonna have, but she's also like starring in such a like White Lotus is a very high caliber acting show. Like the acting in the show is insane. Um, like the all the actors are really really good. So I don't know. I'm very curious because like she's never acted before, but just because you've never acted before doesn't mean you won't do a good job. Because like for example, like Kang Sebyuk from Squid Game, she was a model and she had never acted before, and she knocked it out of the park. You know. Um, so that doesn't mean Lisa. That doesn't mean no. If they hired her, like, cause it's not just some like trash show, Like if they hired her, I'm assuming that she must have some decent acting skills. We've lost her now. I tried blood pudding in London for the first time. It's actually not gross. Yeah, I had it when I was in Dublin. It's not bad. It doesn't taste like blood at all. They say chips. That's true. I can still see the 2-pack forming. I'm just skinny, maestro. There's no abs there. I'm just thin. That's just how it is when you like, even if you don't have any muscle, if you're thin enough, you will have like visible abs. Find Discord later. Okay. I'm down to see more Jisoo drama. I hope she's in like a less controversial one because that was such a controversial one. Same with Jenny, to be fair. Like, Jenny was in, like, the worst show ever as her debut. Everyone's just pretending it doesn't exist. Everyone's like, oh, Jenny has never acted before. Can't wait to see her first acting debut. Like, oh, now that Lisa's debuting, we need to wait for Jenny. She's never acted. It's so tempted to call dinner tea, but I don't to avoid confusion. That's how British coded you are these days. Yeah, you are quite British coded. Hoyeon is so gorgeous. She's beautiful. I love her. She is insanely beautiful. In Colombia, we got morcilla, which is blood sausage. It's pretty tasty. I know they have blood sausages as well in Korea. I'm not a big fan of it. That one tastes a bit too bloody. I don't know what the Colombian one tastes like, but it seems healthy. What does? Blood sausage? Probably. It's probably really good for you. Especially being as anemic. Okay, I'm not very anemic. I'm fine. But like, I'm like borderline anemic. I should probably... Blood sausage would probably be very good for me. It probably has lots of iron. But I cannot do it. I can't even like eat like liver and stuff. Every time I get served like liver, intestines, stomach lining, anything like that, I can't do it. Can't do it. If it's from a fish, I can eat anything from a fish. But if it's from a mammal, I can't eat the weird parts of it. Okay, guys. Ugh. Just eat an iron ingot. Maybe. I don't know if I could eat intestine. Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it. Usually pretty open-minded besides. Yeah, for me it's that and chicken feet. I cannot do chicken feet just because it looks so much like chicken feet. I'm like, I cannot just take a bite out of the chicken's talons. Like, that's really weird. I don't know. Like, I cannot do that one either. I want to try chicken feet. I can't. I've had pig's feet, but pig's feet doesn't look like feet, you know? To cow head? Like a whole head? That's pretty big. Or tongue. I feel like I'd be more likely to be able to eat a cow tongue than eating like an intestine. You mean chicken feet looks too much like chicken feet? Yes. I've never seen a chicken's feet and been like, damn, that looks tasty. Like, I've never once thought that. Jason in the trailer is having a bratty tantrum. It's cute. It's a zombie apocalypse. Ooh, a very different vibe than North Korean spy boarding school or whatever the hell was going on in that situation. Yeah, that Snowdrop was very questionable. But when I watched it, I was like, okay, it's not as bad as it first sounded, but at the same time, it's wasn't really the best premise, you know? Um, because if you guys didn't know, like it's a drama about like she's like a student at school, and then like a North Korean spy comes in. They have like a love, they have like a romance thing going on. But the context behind that is that at the time that this was happening, the government was very like dictatory, you know, very fascist, and then they use they use the excuse of North Korean spies coming in to like impose more control over the people and like restrict their freedoms because they were like, oh, well, there might be spies, but that was actually not true. Like it was just not true. It was like it was an attempt to like repress the fight for democracy, right? So then they're like, oh, but we released a drama where there actually was a North Korean spy. And everyone was like, that's a you probably should not do that. Like it doesn't make any sense. The drama ended up actually being fairly pro democracy after having watched it myself. But the premise itself was just a very why like that's not really the best idea, you know. Might have they could have done something more like crash landing on you, less problematic premise to start off with. I don't know. Isn't that what the North Korean, sorry, South Korean president did a few weeks ago? Impose martial law because of North Korean. Is that why he did it? I thought he was just desperate because he was gonna get elected out. Honestly, there probably wasn't a lot of logical reasoning behind what he did. Yeah, that's crazy what's happening there. North Korean president. You know, the legally elected North Korean president? He was desperate for that, but he did blame North Koreans. That's always the strategy of the fascists, apparently. Blame the other fascists. That's crazy. I was also reading this I somehow ended up I was trying to read about small mice, and then somehow I ended up in the girl gamers subreddit. And then they were talking about Stellar Blade. And then like the guy, the creator of Stellar Blade was like he's like, yes, we put a lot of detail into the backside of our female protagonist because that's the side that you see the most when you're playing. And everyone was like, and then you see the character and you're like, yeah, that's what you're doing. You can kind of imagine what kind of character this looks like. And then like they're talking about like it's a Korean game, and there was like this. I totally forgotten about this, but there was this gotcha game that released. It was a gotcha game that didn't have like very sexual or like revealing, sexual or revealing characters or like outfits. It was already a game like that. So then when they released like a summer skin or like a beach skin, it wasn't like some like skimpy swimsuit. It was like she was actually kind of covered. And then for some reason, or sorry, the game was like the gamers, like a lot of men, or probably a small minority of men to be fair, in South Korea were like, oh, like how dare you do this and like not make a sexualized female character, like she's way too covered up. This must be a feminist agenda. So then they like track down one of the artists from the company, and they found her Twitter profile, and she had like a feminist post where she like supported feminism. Like she just supported feminism on her Twitter page, and they're like, it must be her fault. So then they harassed her and like stalked her and like did all these things to her. You can imagine the kind of vitriol she was like received, right? And then the company fired her and made her apologize. And I was like, what the hell? Like, come on. That is so messed up. Joy got I thought that was Irene. Irene was holding like a feminist book, and then like it was like a huge scandal. Like they're like, oh my god, you're reading about feminism? Like, how dare you want equal rights? Like, what the hell? I heard you said the main character is modeled after his wife, bro. That's so creepy. At least he's sexualizing. At least it's his wife, I guess, and not some random woman. Celebrate is actually ridiculous. It looks epic if it weren't so sexually embarrassed to want to try it. Honestly, I would not play Stellar Blade. The stuff that I on that post as well, like the stuff that I read about what the creator said about women and stuff like that, like it is really messed up. That company is like really awful, so I would not support the game. Even if it looks cool, there will be other games that are cool as well and not awful. South Korea is so cooked. Yeah, they're having a lot of like there's a lot of tension around like the like feminism and stuff like that, so it's definitely an interesting like climate, I guess, for that kind of stuff. Like even with like Genshin, oh my god, there's the stuff about they get so upset. They get so upset when there's like a feminine looking male character. When they released Linny, they were like so mad. Some of the South Korean fans, like the man, were so mad about Linny because he was pretty like Lenny's kind of a twink, okay? Like he's wearing like short shorts. He's wearing like thigh highs. He has like a corset on. Like he has like these leg holsters. People, they were so mad. They were like, how like they were upset. Um, Irene got roasted for yelling at stuff. Oh, okay, yeah, that's more valid. Um, Wukong it is, yeah. At least that one is not. We don't know what they're like, but they haven't very openly been extremely disgusting and misogynistic. All the parties in Syria, sorry, I don't know why I combined South and Korea, Syria. South Korea are like trying to court the incel vote. Yeah, that's kind of scary. That's really scary. Cause like here, like yeah, we have incels, but they're like a very small, like they're the kind of a loud minority, but they're still a very much a minority, you know. Like if you just if there was like people like actively getting, I mean, I guess we kind of have that though, but it's definitely a smaller percentage, and the companies don't support that, you know. Like it's not like yeah, there's people who are like, oh, like Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn like doesn't look hot enough for us, or like she doesn't look like some over sexualized like doll, you know, like there's people like that still, but like the companies don't, you know, fire the artist and then force them to apologize, you know, like I mean, we don't have it at least on that. Like it's not, I'm not saying it's like we're perfect by any means, like obviously not, but like, you know, it's not backed in that way. But there's definitely some, I don't know, I think it's like certain types of games that attract that kind of response as well. I noticed a lot with like Sony games or like I guess console games quite often. Like Horizon Zero Dawn or like The Last of Us. The Last of Us has awful fans. I don't even like, there's some great fans, but they have like such a bad track record of like people, I guess because maybe it just kind of attracts that because the creator is like very actively trying to put like progressive things into the story. So maybe people are just, you know, it's a bigger target, I guess. But yeah, The Last of Us fans are the worst. Like I'm like genuinely concerned for Caitlin Denver, who's gonna play Abby. Because Laura Bailey, who originally played Abby in The Last of Us, got like horrible, like just like not it's not, I can't even call it bullying. Like she was getting like harassed and like violently threatened. Like legitimately like she had like a lot of problems just for like playing a character that they didn't like. Yeah, they're just like really mad about that. But I'm hoping the show, like TV fans are a bit more sane, you know? Like they're not gonna like I feel like those gaming fans, especially like for games that are from that era. I think it was just from an era where it was like where that kind of behavior was more common. Because I know like when The Last of Us came out originally, it was like 2014, right? And yeah, it was more like the Gamergate kind of time. And like I know at the time, obviously I wasn't around to like witness it, but like no, I was alive, but like I wasn't in that space. Like they were quite progressive from the start. Like Ellie has always been gay. Um, like as soon as they like when the DLC, the original game came out, the DLC, like it was like she was gay, right? And then like I know there was a really strong reaction to that. Like I feel like that probably wouldn't happen now, but like back then especially there was a people really 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 mad about that. And I'm like, how do you care? She's a 14-year-old girl. Like what, do you think you have a chance with her? Like what is the problem? Like come on. That's like extra weird first of all. And then when the sequel came out, there's like a trans character as well, and like the character of Abby is quite buff. And some people are so mad that she's buff. I'm like, guys, it's a zombie apocalypse, and this woman has muscles. Is that really like sure? She has very big muscles, by like female standards. It's like fair enough, but like it's not like she has other stuff to do. Maybe she just worked out every day. I don't know. Yeah, it's like out of all the things, like look, Joel goes around and he murders 100 people with his bare hands. And you're concerned that this woman has large biceps. Come on. You didn't give a chance with her is crazy. Yeah, no, they were genuine. They were upset that she wasn't attractive enough. Or they were like in the second game, like she's like a bit more grown up. To be fair, she's like 19 in the second game. Still kind of young, but like the people were mad. They're like, why'd you make her so like, like she's not like feminine looking enough. Like she's not pretty enough. And I'm like, guys, she's like zombie. She's like in a zombie apocalypse. Chill. Like, what do you want from her? But like, yeah, people were like genuinely concerned about her. Oh no, it was when they cast the film, when they cast the show, they were mad that they're like, oh, Ellie needs to be pretty. I'm like, she's 14. She's 14. Why are you being so weird about it? They're jealous her muscles are bigger, probably. Um, yeah, I'm actually curious what they're gonna do with Caitlyn Denver, because Caitlyn Denver's not like a big person. And it would probably be really like it would probably be very tough for her to like, if you don't already have the build for it, you're not gonna be able to put on that muscle. And even then, like you might need like steroids, and that's probably not that's probably not worth it for a role, right? Like you probably do not want to do that. But it's like I'm not sure how buff she's gonna get. I'm very curious. I love a buff woman, so I'm like I have my own horse in this race, but I'm curious because like, but at the same time, Bella Ramsey is quite small. Like I think she's quite a small person. She's quite short as well. So like I think Abby just needs to be bigger than her. But I do also think that I don't know. I'm not a big stickler for like, oh, they have to look exactly like the game or whatever. I don't really believe in that personally, but at the same time I feel like her build is a quite it's not significant, but it's also not insignificant part of the story. But it's also more it ties in more to the gameplay, I think. So like in the show, I think it's probably not as important. I think it kind of says something about Abby. Like she was so dedicated to this mission that she just like worked out. Like that's what I imagine from Abby. Like she was so dedicated to this mission, and she was so fueled by this like hate that she just like worked out every day. She was like just like such a gym rat, and she worked out every day. And that's why she's so buff. That's what I imagine. You reached the weird point in your life where you're not mad about a party being canceled just because I can catch up on more chores. Okay, well, as an introvert, I relate to the first part, but maybe not about the chores. I do sometimes. I'm like, oh, I have time to do chores, like. But I feel like it's a never-ending thing of chores. But I'm not a party person anyway. Buffed you arc when? I don't think I have the build, man. I don't think I'd be able to eat. I don't think I would be able to get big. Like I just don't think so. I think I have a very small frame, like I'm never gonna be like bulky, you know? I think I would have to go try very, very hard to be bulky. And I probably have to like eat very specific foods, you know? Wouldn't happen overnight. Yeah, I'm down. I mean, I definitely want some muscle, like definitely some arm muscle and stuff like that. But I'm never gonna be like big, I think. Um, Getting buff is a scam. I have to eat a lot. Half the time I spend going to the bathroom. That's true. That's true. Like, how much are you eating and how much are you pooping in this situation? And I don't know, welcome in. Full brisket per day. Briskets are pretty good, to be fair. But could I eat one a day? No. Send her a loaf of protein bread every day. Okay, if it's in bread form, I could probably eat it. But would I just get really fat from all the carbs as well? I guess that's what bulking is. You ramp it up. That's true. That's true. I have such a small appetite. I actually this is a big problem for me. I really cannot eat a lot. I think that would be my main hurdle with gaining like becoming like a big guy. Like an extra slice of brisket per meal. Why is it always brisket? I mean, I'm down. I like a good barbecue. Yeah, it's tough for me to eat a lot, as you can tell. I need to take vitamins, and it's just so overwhelming. It takes the fun of the actual exercise. I mean, it depends what your goals are. Like, if you're just exercising for like health and fitness, then you probably don't need to worry about that as much, and just focus on generally eating healthy. But if you really want to become buff, then I guess yeah, you got to count the macros and the grams of protein or whatever it is they do. If you already eat a balanced diet, you shouldn't need more supplementary vitamins. It probably depends. I live in a place where there's no sun. I like a good vitamin D. 5:30. Ignore that. It starts buying something. It starts splashing a lot. Well, he's just spending it all. I think I need some vitamin D from living in the Pacific Northwest, and I definitely also need iron. I'm adding to my mocha spread. What's a mocha spreadsheet? Take vitamins because you barely eat any fruits and veg with real regularity, despite your efforts otherwise. You should. Speaking of going to the bathroom, you need that fiber, man. You're breaking your favorite mochas in the city on a spreadsheet. That's a very Estat thing to say. You gotta let us know the best one. High fiber protein bread. That's true. There is high fiber bread. Eat an apple a day is too dang yummy. I know fruit is good, man. Fruit is so good. I'm such a fruit fan. I can tell you right now, Starbucks at the bottom. I believe that. What about Tim Hortons though? Tim Hortons must be pretty low too. Oh my god, Tim Hortons coffee is awful. I once got an iced coffee from there, and I was like, oh my god, it tastes like I like dug up old coffee grounds from the compost bin and then drank that. Fiber is like the one carb my physician won't yell at me about. Fair enough. But yeah, you should definitely eat more fruits and veggies. But you know that. I've actually cut down on my supplements and stuff like that. I just have my iron. I sometimes take a probiotic, and I take vitamin D sometimes, and that's about it. During my Seattle trip, I never went to Starbucks out of principle. I like Starbucks once in a while, but I don't normally get like a mocha or anything like that. It's very overpriced. Last time, like when I was there in the summer, I got this like shaken oat espresso, and to be fair, it was really good. But secondly, I was like, man, I just paid $7 for like some espresso shaken around with some ice. I was like, I could have done that at home. I could have definitely done that at home. And welcome in linking. Zooming in. I like that emote. Greek yogurt is a decent replacement for mayo on sandwiches. I don't usually put mayo on my sandwiches. I usually put like butter. If I do put mayo, I put like a really small amount because I don't like it that much. I just like a little bit of mayo flavor, but if there's too much mayo, I think it's really gross. I have a very low mayo tolerance, which is probably good. Probably a good thing. Miju names. My name is actually like sometimes like Mayo is like very close to Maya, you know, because it's like one off. Um, but yeah, exactly. Just a little bit, just a little bit. How am I? How are? I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Also, I have to go pretty soon because my Pilates is at 12:30 today, so I should not be late. Yeah, no, don't, do not. I hate that. I had a friend who always said that. I'm like, stop. I don't want to be associated. Even dawdling on, going to the gym. You gotta go. You gotta go. You got some chores done? No party, only chores and gym. Come home, eat a fruit. Yeah, I gotta go pretty soon. We'll chat a lot tomorrow. I'll have a lot longer time tomorrow, and we'll see. Ate a banana this morning. I don't have any. I don't have any fruit in the house. Actually, I need to go. Go gym right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Pilates, so you should go to the gym. I'm right beside your background worrying, which might be unnecessary worry. Background worrying. Well, I hope whatever you're worrying about dissipates. Nanners, yeah. What? Angel, you don't like bananas? Is it the texture? Bananas are great. They're such a good snack. Too mushy? Just eat them when they're less ripe. In that case, you're gonna leave now? Yeah, I should go now too. Good luck at the gym. What about Nanner's bread? Yeah. Come on. Nanner's, okay. No? Yes? Yes. Okay. Okay, as long as you're on board with the banana bread, then that's okay. I think that's okay. Nanner's bread. Sounds like we're like an Australian person saying like Nana's bread, you know? Okay, I should probably go. I want to stay for longer, but I don't want to be late. I will let you guys know tomorrow. We'll check in tomorrow, and you can see if how destroyed my muscles are tomorrow. Good luck to me. So this is a sign for you guys to also work out. So if you have time today, enjoy a good workout if you can, or tomorrow. And I will see you all tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, normal time. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Yeah, I'm gonna I'll post some stuff about. I'll let you know how it goes today. Is what I'm trying to say, and I'll have some Lika pics hopefully. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.